Hey, yo, we on day 19. Hey, first and foremost, man, thank you for rocking with me. Hey, I appreciate y'all. We on day 19. They say I've been cheating because I've been drinking tea and I've been chewing gum. But see, I drive, so I gotta stay awake. But we on day 19. I haven't eaten day or night. I haven't eaten a thing. Like nothing has gone down my esophagus. Anything. Pause. But we on day 19, not eating or drinking. And if they say I'm cheating just by drinking tea or chewing gum, it's cultures that eat at night do they fast. They fast in the day. I haven't eaten at all. But yo, this is my second take. You know how I go. But this is a different type of flow. And I'm gonna say it like this, and this is the way it's gonna go. Within the change of times, like when I was bringing you the previous, that was like within the time of Aquarius, that was that masculine sign. And so it was coming with straight logic, like boom, 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 boom. So I'm coming straight with the books. Now, don't get me wrong, this is coming straight from the book too. But this Piscean time, with this time with me fasting and releasing, I've been really into it. I'm real skinny too. I'm looking at it too. I've been real into it. And it's not that I haven't been studying, but it hasn't been linear. And so this is why I always predicate the importance of the shift from L mode to R mode and of law 7, the law of gender. And I'm really starting to see I don't want to say this because this is what they would say or what they would ignite the heresy. I'm starting to see in this book where if the other archons felt this way, the ignorance of one of the archon for the separation and the creation of enmity. Because with the separation and creation of enmity is the creation of the spirit and the soul. The spirit is said to be masculine, the soul is feminine. The spirit is external, like we went into the previous video, the Black King, through influence, through his spirit, can jump through the spirits of the dead walking amongst the living. Now we're going into the soul, or the feminine aspect. Perfect on this day of love. My apologies, I'm sipping on this water. As I talk, my mouth get drier and drier. But hey, yo, much love to all of y'all in this space, in this community. Much love to all y'all sisters, brothers, all of y'all. But check this out. In that regards, I'm starting to see more and more how if the other archons really felt that one was ignorant for separation of the enmity, for separation of the spirit and the soul. So on this day of love, and within this time of Piscean, like I said, I've been going real intuitive like. When you go into that law of gender, number 7, it's not about man and woman, masculine, feminine. It's about the principles of conscious, subconscious. And so my dreams have been crazy. I'm not going to go in here because I don't know how to interpret dreams. But what I've been really going in on is my meditative states. Like I've been really zoned on my meditations. Like I've been zoned on my meditations. Like, I'm going to just say, I'm not going to bring none of this stuff here. I'm going to just say it like this, but this whole past blood moon, I live like right over a river, like right next to a river. Last night, the river was so foggy. It was foggy everywhere. My thought process was foggy, as within, so without. Everything is so bright and sunny now. It's so cloudy. It's all coming intuitive. It's so clear about. I'm still coming with the research, but the importance of this is I'm gonna read this. It's gonna sound externally because again, when we come with these laws, number 2 is correspondence. As within, so without. What's happening within for the spirit and the soul of each man and woman with enmity is happening, manifests externally with the man and the woman on earth. So if the archons felt the main archon was ignorant for this, I can agree. And this is why I aim to take away enmity and bring it back. Because listen to this. To me, this is deep. Well, proof the world is in ignorance. This is one aspect right here, but that's not what we coming. That's not how we come when we read. My apologies for not being prepared. Because I just had this outline. But let's see here. No, not Savior, not Pistis and Savior appear. My apologies, y'all. Here we go. I found it. I found it. So we still going in with Nag Hammadi scriptures. We're going to exegesis on the soul. Exegesis on the soul. And so I'm going to read, let me give you a basis real quick. I'm going to read what's going on here. The female soul, fall of the soul. It's not talking about women per se. Stay with me. I'm going to clip this. I'm going to cut this up and clip it. It's probably going to come out wrong. If you watch the clip, hop into this video. Don't just watch the snip. Enjoy the whole joint. Because this needs to be understood. And pass and share this. For real. But this comes from 127 verses 22 through 29. I don't know how many do they stuff. This exegesis on the soul. The female soul. The sages who came before us gave the soul a feminine name. She is also feminine in nature, and she even has a womb. While the soul was alone with the Father, she was a virgin and androgynous in form. When she fell down into a body and entered this life, she fell into the hands of many robbers. These shameless men passed her from one to the other and violated her. Some raped her, others seduced her with gifts. They defiled her, and she lost her virginity. In her body, she became a whore and gave herself to everyone, and she considered each sexual partner to be her husband. After she gave herself to shameless, faithless adulterers for them to abuse her, she sighed deeply and repented. But when she turned her face from those adulterers, she ran after others, and they made her live with them and serve them in their beds as if they were her masters. She was ashamed, and then she did not dare to leave them. For a long time, they fooled her into thinking they respected her like faithful, true husbands. But finally, they left and abandoned her. She became a poor, lost widow. She was helpless, and no one even gave ear to her in her pain. She got nothing from the adulterers except the filth they left when they had sex with her. The children she had from the adulterers are mute, blind, and sickly. They are disturbed. Her Father on high noticed her. He looked down on her and saw her sighing in pain and disgrace and repenting of her prostitution. She began to call on him for help, and she sighed with all her heart and said, "My Father, save me. Look, I shall tell you how I left home and fled from my maiden's quarters. Restore me to yourself." Now, I appreciate you for staying with me through that long piece. If it bored you, I should have said this beforehand, fast forward. But now, there's a few Bible verses. I'm not going to read them. Calm down. I'm not going to read them. There's a few Bible verses that we're familiar with, though. One from Jeremiah, where he says, if a husband divorces his wife and she goes and takes another man and all that. You got one from Hosea, one from Ezekiel, one from etc., etc. In the Bible, these are literal, because in the Bible that is masculine interpretation, so it's logical. So when people take that as spiritual, it's spiritual to the aspect of the masculine viewpoint of it being literal. But that is where enmity of the female soul, which speaking here, was removed. And in that Bible, you're not going to see any of that female soul involved. Excuse me, soul involved. This is why I'm waiting to go in on the thyroid study. That's the next one, the throat chakra, because I'm cleansing my throat chakra. And when I'm chewing these, it's not cleansing it. Sipping tea is helping it, but I'm detoxing my throat chakra. And so this is an important one for me, so that's coming. And it's almost like they're trying to block it for me, but that's the one I'm on. So it's coming, because I done came from the stomach. But, so when we speaking from the Bible, it's coming from the masculine spirit. Because all through the book, it talks about how the Most High breathed His breath and everything, and how the breath is going through everything. But what is removed is the soul, the feminine soul. And so when we go back in here, aside from the verses, because those are taken literal when husbands and wives literally divorce, because the principles as within, so without, correspondence, it plays out. What happened with our spirit and soul is what's taking place with man and woman that as we walk around here. But they clear it up here. Listen here. It says, guard yourselves against it.
Purify yourself from it. He says, no, excuse me. But as to this prostitution, the apostles of the Savior commanded, guard yourselves against it, purify yourself from it. They were speaking not just of the prostitution of the body, but especially that of the soul. That is why the apostles write to the churches of God, so that such things might not go on among us. The greatest struggle is the prostitution of the soul. From it comes the prostitution of the body. Thus Paul wrote to the Corinthians and said, I wrote to you in my letter, do not associate with whores, not meaning the whores of this world or the greedy or thieves or idol worshippers, since then you would have to leave the world. Here he is speaking spiritually. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, as he said, but against the world rulers of this darkness and the spirits of evil.
And now, so when he says world rulers of darkness and spirits of evil, we going back to influence. And now, this was huge, because if I had an opportunity to find, I would show you something where how this is why we are going up, climbing up our energies up divine, because until people elevate, until the conscious people elevate their energies, they are the evil. Not saying your lower energies, your lower natures are evil, but they are the potentiality of the shadow. So your emanation within is distortion. What that means would be is if you don't elevate your energies, you're operating with manifestation. That's what they say. That excuse me, in most layman's terms, that's how they can classify someone being shadow, because you manifest. If it's not material, it won't create a shadow. You know? That's attachment. So that's deep in and of itself. So when people think of shadow, people think of darkness or negativity, like immediately. No. Think of it like this. You're attached. Because if you weren't on this plane of existence in manifest mode, my apologies, y'all, my throat keeps getting stiff. Pause. Not stiff, but my throat keeps getting dry. But if you weren't on this plane of existence in manifest mode, you can't create a shadow. So when you operate low, you operate material. That's demonic. That's evil. You're not supposed to be seen as this body, because this body, it leaves. We leave. We leave this body. But I'm rambling because I'm trying to find in here where, aside from trying to show you where the 72, it's 144,000. The host of angels are 72. The host of demons are 72. And together with the 72 creates 144,000. And with that 144,000 frequency, that is the body, not the body, but that is the light frequency that we are operating, or we are going to operate here. Oh man, I can't find it. But I'm not gonna hold y'all. This is what, okay, so we just gonna go ahead and finish what we've been talking about. So I'm not gonna hold y'all. So to finalize it, as long as the soul keeps running here and there, having sex with whomever she meets and defiling herself, she will suffer what she deserves. And when she perceives the trouble she is in and weeps before the Father and repents, the Father will pity her. He will make her womb turn from the outside back to the inside, so that the soul will recover her proper character. It is not so with the woman. The womb of the body is inside the body like the other internal organs, but the womb of the soul is turned to the outside like male sex organs, which are external. When the womb of the soul by the Father's will turns to the inside, she is baptized, and at once she is free of the external pollution forced upon her, just as dirty clothes are soaked in water and are moved about until the dirt is removed. In this regards, I've been going in intuitively within these Piscean times, especially like lately revolving around this moon time, but as I've been removing a lot of waste, detaching. People can go in and try and be like as strict as they want to be and predicate, but I still am going through a form of detachment. So when I sip on the waters, when I meditate, when I dream, it places me into a deeper state. And in that regards, that's what I talk about. That's where I come from, the law of gender, especially when I'm coming from Genesis and that enmity where he removed the seed of man and woman. The seed of woman, the soul, is even removed from that Bible. You see it all in the Bible where it talks about the spirit, the spirit, the spirit. He blew breath in Adam, the spirit, this spirit flew. I mean, it was across the waters. It rushed across the waters. You know what I mean? But what's left out is the soul. It's important for us to not become soulless, like a creator dropped a video today about how AI is out here recreating everything until the point that it is getting to a point of hyper realism. So our generations down the line are not going to be able to tell the truth. It's important for us to create these compendiums so we continue to have a basis of understanding of this knowledge, and we need to keep these keys once these gates are in place to unlock these locks for our generations to walk straight through those gates. I seen another creator who was talking about lyricists. Sister, you are beautiful. And sister, the one who fasted for a couple days and said her dreams was transformed, I'm telling you, I'm gonna leave it there because my mouth is dry. I'm about to sip this water, get back to work. Peace.